Hello, Think Like Toppers community. I'm Girish. Today, we are delving into a topic which is very much crucial for cracking competitive exams in India, that is, current affairs and its importance. So, let us decode this mystery which revolves around the current affairs issue and which is also kind of seems to be easy but a difficult one if not cracked properly deep down. So let's break down together. First is, let us know what we mean by current affairs. Current affairs is not just the headlines we read in newspapers or we scroll through our social media using our mobile phones. So when we say current affairs, it carries a wider meaning. Affairs mean delving deep into the current events which is going on. So for example, when we read something about United States and China face off in Taiwan issue, when we read that headlines, it's just a current event which is we are being aware of. So from the perspective of current affairs with respect to competitive exams, the aspirants need to have a curious mindset to step into that current event and know its whereabouts, to know its affairs. That means when we read about that particular headline, when we talked about this Taiwan issue, for example, first and foremost, as part of the aspirants is we need to think from the perspective of the paper setter. For example, in UPSC, the current affairs plays 60 to 70% of the examination is all the game of current affairs, and this current affairs is directly linked to the static syllabus which we get in the official notification. It is not just about cramming through the textbooks from various publications. So that static knowledge what we gain through our preparation needs to be applied from the perspective of the current affairs. That means after preparing to a point, when we gain that static knowledge about various topics, so that knowledge should act as a default knowledge for the aspirants. That default knowledge should be applied from the perspective of the current affairs. So as we were talking about the Taiwan issue, so when we read such kind of headlines as aspirants, we need to decode from various point of subjects view. For example, this Taiwan issue seems to be an international relation issue from the top of it, but from the UPSC perspective, it can be connected to various subjects. For example, from the geographic perspective, when we see the word Taiwan in the news headlines, we need to be aware about the geography of the South China Sea. We need to be aware about the littoral nations which are present in South China Sea. We need to know about the issue of South China Sea, and we need to know about the 9-dash line, and we need to be aware of the straits which are nearer to Taiwan. We need to be aware about the trenches which is present in South China Sea. And from paper 2 point of view, that is the international relation, we need to decode about various prospects of the issue. We need to think analytically. That means we need to be aware that if the war breaks out between US and China in the Taiwan issue, what could be the global implications? So the global inflation increases. Why? We need to question why and how more in UPSC preparation than questioning ourselves about what, when and where. Because why and how are the two key demands of UPSC exams, where it really demands the aspirants' analytical skills, the soft skills of critical thinking and logical reasoning. And these skills do not come from the questionnaires of what, when, and where. That is used for facts. So this exam is using the facts from an analytical point of view. So when we get into the IR, so we need to know about this, the implications of the issue. That is what IR is. I explained about geography, and from the point of international institutions, what the UN says, what is the UN Charter, what is about the UN Convention of Law of Sea. So that one IR issue is connected to geography, it is connected to IR analytical questions, and it is connected to international institutions. And from the perspective of science and technology, when we say Taiwan, Taiwan is known for controlling majority of the chip making, the semiconductor. We need to know about what a semiconductor is and its global economy, and it is also connected to GS paper 3. Okay, so that's how one IR issue can be connected to various subjects, and this is called as connecting the dots in UPSC preparation. And one can ask how it can be connected to GS paper 4. Yes, this issue can be connected to GS paper 4 also, since the UPSC syllabus explicitly mentions ethics in international relation. So is it ethical for a big nation like China to bully a small autonomous nation like Taiwan to be part of that big nation belligerently? Is it ethical in international relations? So we need to analyze that by the facts. So that's how we connect one single issue to various subjects, and that is what holistic preparation of current affairs means in UPSC preparations. Thank you.